lakad matatag!
And then it should profit TPing and or Tiny blinking with the combo, and then Nyx can fulfill that same role as well. But now for Tino, and raindrops are up in a mid arrow. Oh, he ran into it!
The arrow.
Oh, Roger! Okay. Swash. Oh, actually, let's see them start to rotate. I think the Pengo can easily with the Rolling Thunder.
Looks like Carlo might be in a little bit of trouble, yeah.
Yeah, Narman is going to try and hold him down with a Boundless Strike. Not really much Palos can do. Trying to get the right clicks going to maybe get a return kill afterwards. We'll be relying on the treants to hold Force into place, and well, that's not going to be the case, so nicely done for the boy.
Part of the success of the old Polaris roster as well.
Yes, without a doubt. Speaking of Force, we've got a Boundless still to work with. Palos, bit too late on the Sprout. Regardless, they could have cut the tree down, so another kill up top. Put his attention onto Palos. Tiny is starting to TP into the area. Should have the damage required to be able to secure some kills. Even lands the combo onto 2 as well, so Bob gets the maximum amount of damage out of his abilities.
Nicely done, nicely done. Cox as well had the lane shoved all overward in the bottom side of the river, and they've got one right next to Palace right now, and Bob hasn't shown. So they should know that there's some kind of movement coming, but Force is going to get caught.
That he will. He's got the raw potential to turn around. Maybe the Boundless Strike will give you an opportunity to play with the ultimate. Skem's even going to look to try and TP in as well, but the Centaur Conqueror holds him down. But now as soon as the Rolling Thunder comes out, Execration have no business with continue on through the team fight. They should be able to chase down Shanks, as meanwhile Cox also gets to clean up onto the Bane. So in the end, I believe it'll be 3 members going down.
Now, so is he going to go down the route of like an ATOS or maybe into a Meteor Hammer? Yeah,
Just
ATOS
use it up.
like the build.
Let's see what they can get out of Geek Slate. Look at the potential from Cox all the way to the back line. Can they address the Bane before he's able to play with the Fiend's Grip to be able to mitigate Cox's impact? And they do just that. Beautifully done on Geek Slate, but they might have some difficulties with catching up to Bob as the boys, they're starting to funnel into the neighborhood. As Shanks lands this stun, the damage is plentiful, and now Skem's in trouble as well, but he will just make it up the high ground. So in the end,
is putting himself in the way as well to make sure any kind of smoke ganks just get caught out, because he's so close to that helm of the
Scam should know he's nearby. They're gonna get the proc of the neutral creep, but he doesn't run away fast enough, so Power's even gonna look to TP in as well. But look at the reinforce. This is way too deep. Oh no! They haven't been able to connect on the kill, and now all the boys show up. I do have Palos continuing to push at the moment. Carlo can drop the ward behind the tower to give them some information to work with. They're going to see Cox. He does have the ages though, so not the easiest play, and the smoke's going to pop instantly. A Fiend's Grip stops short thanks to the arrow, but look at the combination. Shanks lands the stun onto multiple heroes, but now with the Solar Guardian, they need to disperse. They should be able to kite this at the moment, but Bob, he won't have the capability to do so. So they'll kill off the Tiny, and now Cox can U-turn easily to catch up to Carlo as well, as Geek Slate find multiple members. Bottom lane, they saw Shanks TP in. Tino's stuck in the tree line as well. The Execration feel like they can fight this. They're starting to bring more members down. Narman falling lower and lower, but a mechanism buys him some time to get the Boundless off. And now Shanks, he's in trouble too, or maybe it's Palos that they want to try and target instead. The Nature's Prophet showed up for the fight. Bob as well as him with a combo. Okay, decent avalanche toss. Schem chain control for the familiars, but Schem tries to get the combo off. Will turn to Tino into the tree line. Palos is going to buy back. This is a must-fight victory here, but the arrow holds Palos short. Roger into the tree line will leap away, but Palos will easily secure the kill. And now they'll turn to Force next. But Aurora buys him some movement speed. Force going to try and scurry out to the northern side, but we blink up in a couple of seconds. It will not look like Force is going to escape, as in the end, a heavy investment out of the buyback on Palace, but they will come out on... Uh-oh, this is not good at all. Oh, this is really not good. Shanks, it's going to be up to him to pop the smoke, and hopefully they can get out fast enough for the reactions. But Cox, he's already charging up the Rolling Thunder. Tino will lay down the Wraith Pact. They're going to try and put all their attention over towards the Visage at the moment, but the Aghanim Shard will buy him enough time. Meanwhile, for the left side, though, Schem it's just able to get the ultimate off, so he's alive for the moment. Force is even going to look to try and get on top of Palos, as well as there's nothing the Nature's Prophet can do when Geek Slate swarm towards his location. And now Execration, though, they're still in the numbers nearby. Bob, he's ready to jump. Just waiting for the opening, though. Hasn't seen one just yet. And now Tino, He's kind of walked a little bit too far forward. They're slowly starting, but he doesn't actually get the combo onto Naaman. So Geek Slate will be able to react. It comes through in the form of the Rolling Thunder though, so it is now on cooldown. Solar Guard into the middle. Won't be able to cancel it though. Scrim popped a BKB early on to try and play with that ultimate. I was going to try and toss Shanks away. Execration continuing to retreat. When is ever an opening for Palace to join? It looks like there won't be with now Bob getting caught out. Wukongs gives them control and there's no hope of Execration to take the fight. As Rogi, he's already looking for more. Giving them the vision inside the jungle. Finally, they're going to look to try and TP down. They're going to be cautious, so as soon as Palace shows, they might look to turn to the Nature's Prophet, but they're going to avoid him. They'll close the distance onto Tino to secure the kill. Execration, land a stun onto 2. Palace, a hope and a prayer now with the BKB, trying to man-fight Cox. He'll use the BKB to TP out, but he won't be able to make it. The damage from Scam, why not? Bob, not really going to be able to do too much. In fact, he might give over his own life. A BKB forced out. No way they can hold Scam in now. Cox, there might be an opening. They know the BKB is soon to expire. So they're going to put all their attention to try and deal with Bob. But it's a beautiful nightmare though. Bob still is alive, trying to slip into the right side, but he won't be able to. And Atos holds him short. And now they're looking for more as well. Execration don't have the numbers. It's Geek Sleep. Just turn their home into their own territory. As now with the base soon to fall. And they might go for tier 4s. That's the case.
Why not? Level 20 Beastmaster. They got plenty of attack damage. They got plenty of minus armor. They have one last glyph here, but that's going to be all that they've got to be able to take the rest of this game. Even 2.5 minutes left on the Aegis as well. So what a great cohesion in these team fights coming out from Geek Slate. Just punishing the fact that you have 3 heroes that are horrible at defending against this push. And
alright, don't hit the arrow. Shank's going to be in a lot of damage onto Tino. But a boundless strike again from Naaman onto 2. And now there's nothing they can do. It's up to Palace against the world. Bob's back alive in a couple of seconds. Going to be cautious about a toss back inside the base. Bob's going to get the combo off onto multiple heroes, but Skem's still alive. And regardless, they're going to turn to deal with the buildings instead. Throne's falling too fast for them to handle. And game 1 will go the way of Geek Slate.
Unless it's... maybe it's a... mid-Lycan? No, that doesn't feel good.
It's going to be any different. I do really like this Conquer pick, but Bob's saying this smoking. Hang on. Some pretty goddamn good shards from Carlo, and that's first blood. And some trees.
The thing is, I don't dislike Execration. A little bit of unfamiliar territory, but you can just see he's just wanting to spam out that Janata whenever possible. Has to be a little bit careful once you start to build up into those extra levels, though, with Bob's holding on to the second point, just using it to try and secure that kill with the Tidebringer. Is he actually going to man up here?
Force doing this? Oh no. 1,000 difference.
Not really spamming out his abilities as much as I was
Force
thinking.
might go down. Oh. Bob dipped him.
Instantly. I mean, he's thanking his lucky...
To find. Oh, is he in trouble? Force has got that ultimate to play with, some extra movement speed to chase him down. Rogi as well with the haste can connect, and we'll have our first track kill of the game.
What a Chad Roger. Just diving underneath the tower, no cares.
They're going to get him as he's able to TP back in. Soul Assumption from downtown. Alright, that's big. That's teleport and his teleport ability on cooldown as well, so he will not be able to rejoin bot.
I think now is just the time of what I was talking about before. These heroes that can go away.
Cookie in from Naaman, and Cox going to look to try and TP in as well with a snowball. We'll give Palace a bit of a time to get out, but not the case, so they'll look for the turnaround instead as both supports from Execration. Able to get a kill onto Naaman.
The way to deal with Bounty Hunter is kind of similar to what we talk about with Undying, right? Is that you just don't lane against it. You try and find any...
They saw those TPs down bottom from Execration. They're going to be able to capitalize on him being alone. Meanwhile, mid lane though, Rogi in a bit of trouble. Force is going to look to try and TP him. A beautiful Star Hammer as well from Rogi will buy enough time for even Cox to hold Bob in with a Sprout. Going to be relying on the tree and blocks, and Bob will go down, and now Carlo, He's going to be sent into the grave as well. Carlo just gets out with a snowball, but Cox only needs one more right click, and Force is not even done
going,
just
man.
yet. Might even go onto the tower, and why not? You've got the Vanguard to help tank up. We'll be able to do... And Javelin. Actually, the Maelstrom's now completed, and yeah, Scrim with the Shapeshift up top. I'll be wanting to Shanks inside the tree line, so should be able to get a kill onto the Dawnbreaker. Even looking for another one across the map as well as Bob. Playing with the X, so he's going to be able to get some distance away. They're considering about going for Force. We'll see. Mortimer kisses, and as soon as the artillery's layered down, Execration. They do a quick U-turn, but unfortunately, Carlo won't be fast enough.
Well, they do have that Wraith Pact available, but I just don't think it's enough. You're going to have someone...
And you look to maybe deal with your waves before you try and take this tier 2 top?
Yeah, I would say so. There's still a little bit too much threat for mine from Tino down on the bottom side. You don't want to enable him to hit that level 12, but it seems like they just want to try and get a pick off on the way down towards defending that, and Palace would be a fantastic one for them to pick up, and they'll find him.
Palace holds him down with the LSA. Still the stun into the Mortimer Kiss. There should be plenty of damage from afar as the snowball just a bit too late from Carlo, so a big kill to be able to slow down the leanest game was starting to stay track with the net worth. Carlo, they're going to go for the dive. Why not? A T2 tower. It's not enough of a deterrent for Force.
Even just doing a pseudo way to be able to stop this push on the bottom side. You've got Force cutting the wave.
Tino, they've even got Shanks to be able to tip him with the Solar Guardian, so alright, at least they get some. We'll be able to see Tino's positioning. Force going to look to try and start. Tino's not an easy kill. Doesn't really have any boys behind to act as reinforcements. Maybe that's where the Solar Guardian can come into play. And without being able to address the Wraith back to damage mitigation, it's going to be a big issue here for them. They are lining up for huge Mortimer Kisses. As with the globs raining down, it's not enough to get the kills at the moment. Scrim, held in place with the LSA, is going to be punched up into the heavens. As Execration somehow bring the numbers fast enough. And now they're even going to get another kill as well onto Narman. So we're getting to a stage where we really got to start later stages as well. Maybe they're going to try and target down Palace. The team's off for the high ground, so they're not playing with the lean-up. Forced into the BKB. Palace going to be able to reposition. They're going to give him the run buff as well. Palace trying to stand strong and get as much damage out as he possibly can. They should be able to go through Palace's light pool in the end. And now can they get more of the members as well? Solar Guardian's going to come through to give them the space as Tino turns, dealing with the Scrim. But a beautiful cookie from Narman onto 2. And now Bob's going to be caught out as well with a Mortimer Kiss is getting layered down. Geeks.
So you're not going to have these outnumber situations all that often, and well, they're not going to know the situation. They know Force is here.
Ducks in and out.
Good pathing.
Can they stall this? What have they got? They got kisses they can use potentially. They're going to cookie Force in. There's the kisses, but the Solar Guardian mitigating a lot of the damage of Palace. He's got a free fight, so the Lena's damage is starting to rack up. They're going to turn to deal with Cox, and they just melt away the Nature's Prophet. And now Force is going to go down as well. A cookie will not be enough to get some distance away. As Execration, they are well and truly back in this game. A dieback out of Rochi. Roche now up for grabs. This is scary stuff for the Geek Slate lineup.
Oh, for sure it is, but to completely dominate the laning stage, which they did.
We've spoken a lot about how fast Radiant push, but we haven't really mentioned Execration because of how far behind they've been. But we can see once they get that Familiars going, AC minus armor, the 15 talent minus armor as well, these buildings melt.
They're going to be forced to put a pretty early glyph on the board as well. Right now, Scrim, Cox trying to make them make a difficult decision up here. Shanks
jump in, Carlo. Trying to take control of the bounty hunter. They're actually going to be able to blow him up. And they'll turn to Roger as well. No hesitation for looking for the +1 with the X into the boat. An easy kill for them to find.
They're trying to split it up. The Rat Dota is happening. Prophet pushing bottom. Lycan pushing top, forcing out the glyph. What are they going to lose from their base, though?
It looks like they're just getting more out of it in regards to the kills and the buildings getting claimed. Pel's going to try tipping back. Oh, the shuriken didn't bounce, but now Bob and Tina, hang on. How are they going to escape? They're left in no man's land. They don't have the boys playing behind them. Bob, hang on, do they turn? Tino, look at the damage on the Cox. Satanic.
Satanic, though.
Just gets him up to a respectable health pool where he's going to be able to stand strong, but Solar got him into the middle. The Scepter's going to be able to reposition to hold Force into play. Tino still wants to try and catch up to the Nature's Prophet. Tino unable to bring him down, though. The sustain, it might be enough. He's still alive, Cox. Finally, they'll get the Fury on, and now Tino's looking for more. The Visage. Can Tino do it all by himself? The Wraith Pack's going to be laid down. Lena's TPing in. They've got big issues on Geek Slate. They might be able to take them all. 4 down. Potentially soon to be a wipe as Force is in trouble. Palos, he's got the detection, but the dust is out. The Laguna Blade to cut away his life.
The gem there, I'm just seeing them roaming around, specifically being able to try and find Force, but well, this is going to be rough for sure.
Yeah, Shanks is the one holding the gem, so not with the team. Tier 4 is going down, Force with a jump. Trying to target him, but Wraithback, Solar got him. Yep, good luck killing Palos. He just stands his ground. Continues to pummel into the Bounty Hunter's light pool. No buyback for him to work with. And Cox going to get dragged back into the middle. He'll look to BKB TP up, but the damage from Palos will stop that one short. As Execration weathered the storm, and they're going to be rewarded with this Game 2 victory.
Ooh. I knew it was a good draft by Execration. I was confident in it. I was just worried about him. He's going to get into the Aghanim Scepter a bit sooner, and he's going to have a little bit more of that survivability for... And they were winning with it too, which is the crazier part. It's kind of like when 33 was playing Pos 3 Chen for OG, and Force, well, he said he needed to have a good game. Giving up your life this early on is not how to do it.
No, it's not as well, and really, that's so important because they're also swapping me. Why would someone cook your fish in a kettle?
It's faster. It's like air fryers. Why do people use air fryers these days? Because it's faster.
You put it in a kettle?
Yeah.
You're joking.
No, some boiled fish.
Alright, let's go back to speaking about the game. I'm honestly feeling dumb. I can't tell if you're trolling me because you're like a challenge dumb. But like now I feel okay. Thank you. Back to the game, Dino. On to Scrim and your top lane as well. Force is also going to go up the fish. I'm not getting blamed at all. No.
How's mid lane going?
Yeah. Well, a little bit of damage on a Cox with those tower right clicks as well. Only 1 point actually in the slight here. Top lane, Narman is actually going to end up going down. So Shanks and Tino able to find a kill. Tino up to a killing spree. Really wonder when we're going to start to see some Mirana rotate to mid. Is Bob?
Know that Force really wants to use that primal split, but the team fight just doesn't eventuate.
Power runes going to spawn up top once again. So Ember be able to refill the bottle. Narman, can he get in range with the glimpse?
Force has to be a bit careful here, and well, pops it.
Now Tino, well, he's the one that's actually in trouble. Gonna try and play with the Solar Guard, but the Avalanche will stop that short. And now Shanks, they weren't able to cancel his team.
Game, but despite that, the net worth lead is just going back and forth between 2,000, 3,000 gold, more towards Geek Slate.
The river, Bob. Gonna be able to run right onto Namba, but Roger playing with the defensive song, and they're actually going to bring the numbers. They don't have the split on Force, but Cox with the blink reveal, they're going to be cautious about the Solar Guardian. So much health, giving back over to Execration. And now they'll turn over to the left side and catch out Cox as he tried to enter the higher ground. So in the end, very nicely done from Execration.
It wasn't the perfect cancellation of the song into the Avatos combination, right? Most of the Avalanche was actually completely wasted. They got the primal split here, but I'm not sure if Force wants to use it.
Oh, he might not be able to get it off with the Phantom Praise. It's a great static storm, but a bit too late. Still the damage coming out from the supports. Bob's able to get out of the kinetic field, though. Great use of the illusion, and another kill for them to find. And again, look at Palos. I know he's not getting too much, but just the fact that he's getting... This is not easy. Maybe trying to force some reactions, and well, there's the jump in from Cox. They need the static storm, and they're going to get it. A great toss back into the silence, but have they got the damage between these members? The Spirit Vessel will be able to help out.
Nice coordination coming through there. Narman again. He just seems to be on another level when these
Palos
team fights happen. And oh no, Palos.
Oh,
and then go back into the jungle. If they could get a kill onto Force, that'd be huge.
Chains. Sets up for the arrow, but the boys are starting to TP. They have to blow him up from 4 to 0. And they won't even be... Oh, they get him at the last second. Tino's even going to look to get involved as well. They can glimpse him away if they want to, but looks like they just want the kill instead, because Scrim stands strong under the cover of the BKB. And now Palace, he's going to be caught out as well. Glimpse back into the Static Storm, and Cox has all the control they would need to bring him down afterwards, as Geek Slate only lose force.
I mean, when your Naga Siren has these...
Smoke as well. Force in the river. He's got the boys behind him, though. That's not an easy kill at all. Hood, and he can activate the pipe as well. Good luck killing him, because you've also got the song to set up for the Static Storm. Tino pops the BKB, so he's going to be okay, but the rest of the other members on Execration will not. Bob gets the slide away. One more right click. He's able to dodge it with the Remnant.
Okay.
Static Storm's up now.
A little far forward.
He's chilling.
They use the Manta.
They're looking at trying to get Narman off to the right side. They won't be able to. Maybe with Bob coming over. So they will be able to get the kill. Palace almost going down. Cox able to jump on forward. Still inside their own jungle though in Execration. Can they get out? Carlo's going to be able to leap to the high ground. Tino looking to try and escape as well. He's got a BKB, but he will not be able to TP out. How do you escape? It looks like all the other members won't even be able to as well. Bottom, Skem's almost getting a solo kill. Silver's Edge right-click into Gleipnir, mid lane. Well, they're going to look to try and make a jump. But Scam, look how aggressively he TP's in. Into the backline, song onto multiple heroes. They're actually going to lay the Static Storm down as the Morphling, recognizing he can't get out of the AoE silence. Kinetic Field will expire pretty early on though, so Palace, maybe going to wait for the Glimpse to try and get that waveform away, but where do you waveform to? They're just surrounding him. Cox is holding the blink as well to close the distance. Toss back to an easy kill. Carlo's going to be rooted up as well. They're actually hesitating about going to the high gun. They're making sure there is no opportunity to bleed over some kills. Meanwhile, back to their own triangle as well. Carlo's going to be able to at least stop the blink on Cox. We'll be up shortly. And the Root's going to hold the Ember Spirit into place as well. So the chain control will not matter, however. And Scam off to the right side as well. Is even able to run into Tino. This one, yeah, you're at the territory where you're probably wanting to call it quits.
Pretty soon. Come on.
Just mauled them, dude. What a performance. Just not even close. It was very, very messy as well from them in the laning phase. Now make the 10.
Now on the Brute.
Arrow connects, but where's the damage? Especially now with the Greaves. Tino's going to be forced to pop a defensive BKB. Gets out of the Sprout, but won't be able to get further back inside. Or will he, Tino? Actually makes it inside the fountain. Shank's going to be able to survive as well, so at least that split expended. Skem's ready, though. Look at him inside the base. Or do they want to jump?
They could just kill all these Brulings, honestly. They're so low.
Oh, Cox, that's a huge combo. Two heroes just evaporate inside their base. Now Skem's going to tip it to the other side as well, trying to target down Tino. He'll be able to kill him with ease, and now also move over to Palace's life as well. Geek Slate, what a convincing game. Holy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be wary of the Naga Siren that forced out a few of the bans like we were talking about, but there's just one game away from being the champions.
Alright, so I don't think to keep Shanks down bottom for a little bit of time then for him to rotate, or what are the thoughts on Execration as Palace is in some trouble. Carlo trying his best, but the body blocks and the mischief dodge won't be there this time. Scam Shanks. Just gonna go in. Doesn't land the stun onto Force, but the swashbuckle at the last seconds able to get him out of danger. They'll turn to Narman, and he will just be in sentry range for the Soul Assumption to connect. So Execration will find their...
Be playing one man down as Force might be in a bit of trouble again.
Can use the swashbuckle to get away. They're actually gonna TP Scam down. They'll hold Tino into place, and of course, he tried the Iron Branch to get out of the Sprout, but unfortunately not going to position him out fast.
That's what it resulted in, so another good start coming through for Cox.
They're gearing up for a dive. Although it's Execration that want to try and use the Laguna Blade to bring down Cox, but the Storm Hammer holds Bob into place. Cox with the early Requiem use as well. It'll actually get him out of danger thanks to the Fear, and now they're looking for Carlo as well. Scam's Nature's Prophet, dude. He will.
Dire's top tower is under
Still though, he's not really doing that much up here. It's another bit of time where Palace is unfortunately just forced to stay.
Bob's going to be able to connect as well. Force moves in aggressively. Can he get the ultimate off? Would just be able to, and now can bounce back off of the shards as well, but it's awkward positioning because Bob is on the other side. They still be able to bring him down, and now Scam's in trouble as a boundless strike will stop his TP short. Great movements coming out from Execration. They won't be able to defend their tower, but they will.
For the Monkey King and Dawnbreaker, reduces the healing, and of course any kind of damage over time, always going to be great against the Visage. Most of the time he gets a Lotus Orb after that, so should be pretty decent as well.
Bottom lane.
For you to dodge out.
Shanks has got Palace nearby. They might not be ready for the potential Wukong's command. As Palace actually leaps inside the lane, Boundless going to be able to hold them down. But Force might be able to set up for the retreat. However, the shards stops that in its tracks. Number of the familiars as well means that Cox can't play around with the Requiem. They're able to get the last bounce back, but the chain control is so perfect that the Requiem is not a potential at all, and no Execration can pounce on forward for more. Force has got the damage mitigation to play with. If we've got a swashbuckle in aggressively, he'll get the kill, but he will not escape. However, they might be able to get Palace at least. Stuck inside the southern side of the tree line, but there's going to be no damage that Geek can play with as a mischief from Palace gives you an opportunity to turn up, chuck down the boundless strike, but he will still die, however. As Scam, he wants some revenge now. Roger gets involved as well, for another kill goes the way of Geek Slate. In the end, not the worst engagement.
Oh, don't you love that? You do everything right in the team.
He's gone really far forward. We can't even TP up with the Walrus Punch. It's got Roger nearby to help out. It's a great placement of the shards. The boys are starting to come though. Scam, own use of the Sprout. Is Force going to be fast enough for the Rolling Thunder? Scam, still alive. Stunned to hold him down. Scam might not die. Oh my lord, he lives.
Oh man, this just shows how big of a pussy I am, because I would have been out of there as soon as that Walrus Punch was used.
They just get the vision to jump over. They got the ward on the high ground, but Cox, zero hesitation. A BKB instantly popped, and they will not be able to continue on for the Shadow Fiend kill. And now it puts Tino in an awkward position. Shanks is going to be able to fly in with a Solar Guardian, so Tino can retreat, but I don't think Shanks is going to be able to make it out. As Force will cut off him in the path. Even Namad's pursuing on. They've got this Spirit Vessel, so Tino not as tanky as what he would hope. Namad's going to be pretty cautious, so maybe Bob's the one that's in trouble. A BKB, protect him for the moment. We'll be able to get back to the safety of the T2 tower.
Just out of range of that Sprout there, and, well, this time around, Palace not showing up to that team fight. Scam's the one. Scam's the one they want. They're
going to see Bob, Dragon Slave straight on top of him. And Force, he's going to be in with the Rolling Thunder inside a great position to bounce back. Carlo's actually going to get pushed to the higher ground, but he will go down nonetheless. And they're going to look for more, though. Bob's not an easy kill. He can turn with the BKB. The Wukong's command as well is going to be layered down. They're going to try and bring down Naaman, but a lot of damage mitigation coming out thanks to the mechanism. They're going to finally be able to secure the kill, but can they continue on for more? They expend a lot with the first round. They're going to go to Cox inside the river, the Gleipnir, and now Scam. He can freely right-click on the high ground.
They can kill him twice.
And it looks like they should be able to. As Geek Slate, nothing they can do to protect him on the respawn as Execration withstand the age's advantage. You get multiple kills.
No one really else that's capable of that repositioning, so I'd say that's probably going to be the biggest requirement from Carlo this game, and it's been turning up, so I think he's got the stuff.
Well, they're starting to assemble their forces down at bottom. And giving them the vision, but they... Palace in the tree line, Force. Just running into him. Palace is going to go for it. He is. They get the stun before Force able to find the ultimate as Shakes. Let's a huge combo, but it doesn't matter. Requiem, Gleipnir sends them packing. Can they get more though, Geek Slate? Scam, an aggressive TP into the middle, a preemptive use of the BKB before the LSA, as Bob's going to be forced to try and move out to the right side, and Scam, he can now stand strong at the get the right clicks going. As Bob, the sole survivor, be able to slip out into the nighttime with the leaner. What a defense coming out from Geek Slate, and I believe all any other tier 4. They're starting to TP onto Scam. Well, Palace has got the vision. Scam, oh, you have to cancel it. And they need to cut through the Sprout. Scam's actually going to stand his ground, but to no avail. They'll be able to punch him up to the sky, cancelling off the BKB, and so that's an opening now because Roche is up in 15 seconds.
Most of the heroes that he's up against are ranged, so I'm not sure if the Aghanim Scepter is going to be that.
Are they going to try and take the fight? Forces in with the combination. Lina is playing with the Aegis, but Bob stands strong. BKB Satanic, and he's okay.
Yeah, they've run out of that fiery soul though, so Bob can't afford to just stand there, right-click, not like a machine gun, more like an artillery. And they
Good. They've also got Bob wrapping DD in the bottle. This is scary, Geek Slate, as Bob's actually going to force in forward. LSA's off the mark, bound the strike as well, but Palos uses it to close the dis. Are they going to take the fight? Force considering about going in. Cox as well with the Requiem, it's going to catch them off guard. And now Bob, he used the BKB on the first life. Scam's going to look to TP in aggressively. He'll be able to get some distance out to the northern side, but they should be able to kill him off the once. But can they do it a second time, though? Carlo's going to look to jump on forward, but Scam's able to reposition. This is an awkward fight to take. Looks like Execration should be able to back themselves off thanks to kind of the cover that team.
Yeah, we're getting into his own level 28, so extra treant summon makes that rat Dota.
They're going to see Tino. Bob as well. Execration, they don't have everyone here nearby. Force with the jump in, Cox with the fall, but it's not going to be enough damage. Lina's going to be okay for the moment. Off to the right side, Scam's in trouble. He's going to be able to force off outside the Wuxgon's man. He's going to try and stand his ground and fight, but he's bashed and controlled and won't be able to live. And now Cox might be in trouble as well. Can they catch any more out? Successful retreat with the 3 remembers on Geek Sleep, but their high ground soon to be besieged. Just before they walk up for this high ground.
Seconds. I mean, I'm just thinking, can they stall it out for 30?
Oh, look at Tino. He's going to see Roger in the tree line. Down goes to Sven, but now they've got pretty firm control of this high ground.
Look at the damage.
They're just going to hold it, looks like.
Just wait for the
Roger with the jump.
man.
So it's going to be the Sven that starts, and Force will fall up as well. Looking at bounce back, but again, the Solar Guardian completely neglects the instant jump, and now Cox is in trouble. A buyback is there. Let's see what they can do now. Execration trying to get further outside the base. They're moving towards Alina's location, but Bob's going to be fine except the turnaround's there. Abyssal Blade locks Scam into place. Roger's going to go down as well. There's just nothing Geek Slate can do. All the members starting to crumble. They can walk back up the high ground and get the mega creeps.
With the Arcane Blink, you would assume is the way that he's going to go about it, but Tino might find them instead.
It's got to be huge, man.
They just don't have anything.
He's going to go for it. Jump in direct middle. But an Abyssal Blade from Palos. Great reactions out of the BKB. Yes, they might even get Bob. And they won't, in fact. Satanic up to full. And we are going to end game 5. It's only fitting. All your lanes are losing. TA into Puck is a good matchup for Cox. You're going to rule. A good position for a Pudge to be in. He's actually going to hook aggressive. Maybe this is the exact position he wants to be in. A Shanks makes it up the stairwell. And Roger's actually going to get disposed back. And it looks like First Blood will be picked up for Execration. Is Palace even going to
slow down the TA a little bit is going to be a big win. Might even just deny it in his face. Never mind. Get rid of those refractions. So maybe now Puck doesn't have quite as hard of a time.
Oh, top lane. Tag team orb.
Every single aggressive attempt that they can have. That's Roger's main goal. Just have mana to be able to land that bushwhack. Might be forced to make a very clever Iron Branch play, considering he is so low on resources without that Acorn shot available, but he brings the clarity out for himself. So
Cox might be in trouble mid. He's got the haste. Let's see if they want to TP in the Nature's Prophet. Coil's going to be laid down. They won't even need the +1. The snowball on forward gets the kill. And now Naaman might be in trouble as well. Shards blocks off the escape on the high ground. Reggie will only have to stand there and watch as potentially he'll actually go down as well. Bob has the abilities back up, so Execration find 3, and they've got the catapult still to work with. Oh no, Palos. Alright, he just got the level 6. Arrows on the mark from Carlo as well, and even gonna give him a tip as well, seeing that Force just ran directly into the arrow, but back by the power room, the chain control. It's gonna be there this time. Roger, Naaman, now it's actually Geek Slate that bring the supports before Execration are able to make their own movement to mid.
Anytime you can get a free kill, very, very happy with that. Not opting to get into the smaller items towards the pipe just yet. Maybe just wanting to see how these next few team fights eventuate on Tino before making his mind up fully.
Bob might be in trouble. Toss back into the bushwhack. Palace is there to maybe try and get some revenge. Some extra reinforcements coming in, however. Roger's going to look to get involved as well, so they'll push Palace away. And Cox is standing firm. The lasso would allow him to right-click and a scam with the dismember as well as Cox doesn't even go down.
Tower is under attack.
Able to survive. A lot of that is on the back of Naaman, right? Just providing that additional layer of control. Get
Jungle instead, but camps have already been farmed, so no one's going to be home with the triangle. They actually might be able to catch out Cox. Moving back in and try and get his own farm. Instead, it's at the front of the T2 tower. This is pretty deep. Arrow's going to be on the mark. Skem's going to look to try and move him with a dismember. They'll land the hook, dragging back Shanks. So in the end, Execration, they're going to lose 2 members, although they feel strong enough to take the fight because Palace is going to jump into the middle. They got the pipe to absorb up all the magical damage, and that's going to pay off drastically as Execration find 4.
out of desperation to come through from Geek Slate, not knowing that they're actually quite low on mana across the board, so they're not really in a state right now on Geek Slate to want to take.
They should know this is happening. Bob, able to get the jump in onto the hoodwink. Even Coil's going to be laid down. So a free kill for Bob to find, and as soon as you see multiple members starting to swing to top, Geek Slate's just going to look to vacate away from the area.
They've got the Deso though on TA. Cox starting to work into that BKB, getting closer and closer to the Blink Dagger on
Big lane.
Naaman as well.
Cox going to get dived onto the T2 tower. Hell's playing around with the BKB. They're able to burn off the refraction, and Cox's health will just evaporate. But so does the damage on Palace as well, as Schem just gets in range for the dismember. So in the end, a 1-for-1.
That's Ags on Pudge. So a nice little buff coming through. The camps, scouting out a lot of where Geek Slate are positioning themselves if they were trying to make a comeback happen, but more importantly, getting the block off onto a number of camps. Didn't that time around, but it's the minutes that passed that have really allowed this lead to happen. Tino's still at the top. This is an off-lane Nature's Prophet who went utility item.
Oh, well, he's going core now. Gleipnir completed, so gonna try and farm his Execration. Still got a little bit of time out of the Aegis. They want to make use of it. Smoke's gonna pop. They've got the ward, so Naaman gets the jump. A little bit of damage onto Palace to start, but they've been able to react to retreat away. As Bob's going to be in hell, but the coil holds him down in a place that the lasso, though, stops the damage for the Marcy. Then they'll turn it back around as well, though. Bob playing with a double damage room, but they need a way to deal with the Templar Assassin stuck inside the Sprout at the moment. Cox protected with the refraction. They haven't got a way to purge it off. The great fight for Geek Slate. One more right click as Tino will go down, but at least they found the arrow that flew through the middle, piercing off the members of Geek Slate. And Naaman the sole survivor, but he won't be alive for too long. As Bob off the back of the respawn should be able to close the distance. Shanks does actually tick out to the trap. Naaman will still die, though, nonetheless. Is not going to have enough mana for the avalanche. Bob, he won't die, actually. Naaman lives.
Very, very clever.
Top tower is under attack.
Medium length roast respawn as well. So they're going to have this extra little bit of time. You're going to get the Aghanim Shard on the TA. You're going to have level 3 Psionic Traps as well.
They're coming. They want to fight on Geek Slate. Let's see how they can get the jump. Trap for the vision. Roger's Bushwhack's not going to be there to hold Bob into place. Multiple ways for them to start the fight. It's just going to be how do they find the angle. In fact, Cox, oh no, you're not hoping out a defensive BKB, but maybe they can make it work. Tino protected with the BKB for the moment. They're still going to look to move into the middle as force. He doesn't find an opening for the lasso. Now we'll be able to hold down Palace into place as Cox can finally get the damage going. Bob still off to the northern side once again. A dodge with a fave ship at Naaman. Another toss back into the middle as Tino can't do anything. Cox,
Naaman's still alive.
Double kill for himself, and Naaman will live. What a... he too has to BKB to escape Tino.
And we'll even have that option soon. Sprout Leash coming shortly.
They gave Tino the Ag Shard.
Okay, Curse of the Old Growth. I hate it.
Same. Cox. Watching the tree lane. Is a fight you want to take on Geeks? Oh, still gonna jump. Maybe that's an opening. Toss back under the tower. They need the lasso, but the Lotus Orb's going to prevent that. Regardless, all they wanted was just to hold him into place. And now Cox with the BKB turns for another. They should be able to deal with Shanks, but it might come at the cost of Cox's own life as Tino. Look at the damage, man. This is your position 3, Nature's Prophet, top of the net worth. And just mauling down members on Geek Slate. Narman's down to the south, but he will not live to see another day. Is locked inside the Sprout. The damage is plentiful and the kills are as well.
They still believe.
Nice scan. The TP might be able to catch Scrim out. Oh, they got the vision thanks to the Ag Shard. Oh no, Tino. Great usage out of whatever the hell it's called. Curse of the Old Growth. Great name. Now Bob as well. Might be able to find a solo. Coil's gonna pop. Narman gets the toss and hits the arrow nut. Oh, this guy, even when they're behind, making plays like that to try and keep the cause alive. He will not escape. It costs him his own life as Bob's still looking for more and Tino's even TPing inside the base.
Tower is under attack.
Huh. Came through Execration. They'll back off, paying some respect.
Oh, look at this though.
Tino
would be a good target.
That he would indeed, but he's going to stand strong. Lasso's there, jumping from Scamp, but they don't have detection. It's going to come through finally afterwards with the sentry drop, so they're able to get the dismember up, but the snowball sucks Tino in. He's okay, and now they turn it back around. Cox nowhere to be seen. In fact, he's stuck on the northern high ground. Bashes allow Palos to be able to win the man fight. Abyssal for good measure as well. 0 buybacks on Geek Slate, and soon the base will be pillaged.
Yes, it will indeed. Palos ends up taking the Aghanim Scepter for himself. Cheese on the deck as well. Like they needed any more buffs.
This one on the high ground. Might be a decent spot for them to take a fight. Bob's got the A on this, so you're going to need to force it out early. Off to the right side, though, Palace almost solo killing Scam. He's at least able to get the dismember off, but Cox is leashed together in the Sprout. Without the Templar Assassin damage, they're not going to be able to deal with the cause, and now Marcy and Tino can look to chase down the Templar Assassin. Scam will buy back to try and land the hook, but they'll block that one perfectly as Bob and Execration will be crowned champions. Third time is the charm for these boys. What an incredible performance from them in Game 5.
Right.